G'day. A couple of things. Cheers, by the way. TGIW. It's Wednesday, and last night, in the last video, I showed you the little base that I made for the toilet. Well, ta-da! We got a toilet, and it is all plumbed up, and it's sealed. It's sitting on its little base. Kind of see this bit here. This is like a cement, self-leveling cement kind of plinth, mini plinth to make up for this height difference here. So I had to carry this height here all the way around, perfectly flat, so the toilet's got like a nice consistent base. So we did that, and that worked out perfectly. It's a triumph of toilet installations, and it needs water. It's got water now, but I had to go through a bit of an exercise. Shout out to Brooks Lumber and Ace Hardware down the road. Very helpful. Basically, I needed to get from this connection here, which is like specific to toilets, down to this connection here, which is specific for garden hoses. So I had to go through a couple of steps. I've got this guy here, which is a garden hose to 1/2 inch adapter, and then this here, which is a toilet shutoff, which goes from 1/2 inch to toilet, whatever toilet is. So we now have water, and so that comes from this hose, which comes all the way along here, and then I've been using the water for something, which we'll see in a second. But so hose goes on there, hose goes on there. Yeah. It's pretty good. And then we turn it on. She's all charged up. By the way, basement sun. So nice. Let's check it out. Take it all in. It's a nice basement. I really like it. I stand in here sometimes and I just kind of scratch my head and think, what sequence of events has led me to be here in a fucking basement in a once abandoned building that I now own in Detroit. It's a bit of a head scratcher, but yeah. So toilet goes here. Garden hose connects to toilet. Boink, and then just to prove everything works, there's water in there. Okay, quick personal story. As soon as I had attached the toilet, but I figured that it needed a water supply, I manually filled the tank with the garden hose just to test it out, to give it its first flush, which was successful. But no sooner had I done that than all of a sudden there was a bit of a rumbling in my tummy, and I realized it was I had a toiletary need. So I went to Ace Hardware and I bought, with their help, the aforementioned adapters and fixtures. I also bought from them some toilet paper. Boing! And came back here, hooked up the water supply, and promptly bonded with the toilet for the first time. And it was great. Cracked a beer, sat there, had a fat old time. It was real good. So where was I going with this? Yeah, that's right. So technically the toilet's first flush was just a test, and then there's been subsequent flushes, and now, so you can see there's water in it and it hasn't frozen. We're unlikely to get a stretch of cold weather that would freeze this toilet at this point, apparently, so that's encouraging, because I was wondering whether I needed you can get these heaters which go in the toilet, and they actually leave a cutout there for a cable to go in so that you can have your toilet cistern heater. Because if it freezes solid, if it gets super cold in here and that freezes solid, it'll pop the porcelain because ice expands. Anyway, God, I'm so excited about this toilet. And here we go, flush. What's that? That's right. Filling with water, just like it should. And you know, just like a normal toilet, it will turn itself off when it's full. Any minute now. There we go. Ready for another flush. First toilet. It's huge. It's so... Oh, man. It's like... the depths of kind of almost despair and just winter was tough. COVID winter after like COVID summer. Horrendous. But now the weather's looking nice. Apparently they're going to have enough vaccines for everyone by May. It'll take a little bit longer to get them in everyone's arms, but things are looking up so far, which isn't difficult compared to what we've just been through and what still continues to happen. But yeah, it's great. Toilet, and then something else. I'm just going to jump straight to it. Check it out. Gave these floors their first mop, and they're horrendous. They went from this kind of grey, which they're going back to, but you can see the areas where the lacquer is still good. It's this lovely gold. So I would like to get that back. I'm gonna have to sand these floors down and refinish them, but it's just so nice not having a floor covered in dust. I just did the one mop with a bucket of really hot water, and it was like mud by the end of it. But yeah, a couple more mops and I'll feel okay about like chilling in here like a normal person in normal clothes, maybe without my shoes on. Ooh, that's how you know you're at home, when you take your shoes off, you know. And then this. So what I've done here, these are heavy duty drop cloths, canvas, and there is two of them. There's one here, and it's wrapped around a board, which I've then like just tacked into place with a couple of brad nails out of my nail gun, so that'll pry off easily when it's time to remove it. But for now it's nice and solid, and that holds this curtain, which is the inner curtain. So we'll just go back, have a look. So that's in that opening that we had before. And I'm doing a bit of an experiment at the moment. I've got that in place and this heater running, and I want to see if we can get to a fairly moderate temperature and have this thing turn itself off. If we can achieve that, then we are fairly well insulated in here, and I'm confident that I can, like, you know, make it a home. It'll be rough at first, but it'll just get better and better every day until it's quite nice. So anyway, curtain number one, and then behind that is curtain number two. So this one, I kind of need to do some Velcro or something maybe. I think it's still a little bit gappy around the edge. But that's kind of why I've got curtain number two, because I've got another curtain here, and I think to fully understand that best, go to the other side. So on the other side we've got the same thing. So we've got a curtain here. So that one seals against that side of the wall. This one seals against this side of the wall. They both go down to the floor. And so between them, there's like two curtains with an air gap in between them. And I think that's going to be pretty effective. But yeah, it's my portal into like, let's do a fun zoom. So this is where we are. Back kitchen door. Window that I altered the windowsill. So here we go. We walk in the back door, coming through the kitchen, over the table of stuff, into the dining room of tools and drywall. Need to tidy it up a bit. It was tidy a couple of days ago, and then this happened. And then we come here to the curtain. And we go through curtain number 1 and curtain number 2, and then we're in here. And the acoustics are completely different now. I've got this curtain here. It's kind of like, and the room's empty. There's a bit more of a kind of echo. I can't wait to like set up some sound in here. So the plan, I think I'm going to have my kitchenette and cooking stuff in the basement at first. The only sink that I'm going to have is going to be down there until the kitchen or the bathroom are ready to have sinks installed, which is a little ways off. So since my sink will be in the basement, I'm just going to set up like a little bench top, countertop thing next to the sink. So I'm just going to have one of those plastic laundry tubs. And then I'm going to have some like shelves and cabinetry there to hold my cooking stuff. I've got a gas stove, a kettle, a crock pot, a rice cooker, a pressure cooker, like one of those Instant Pot things, a couple of electric hot plates, soon a microwave. So I'll have plenty of stuff to prepare to like cook food with. It just kind of makes sense to have everything where the sink is, because then I can wash dishes and wash veggies, and it'll just feel more kitchenly. So I'm going to like kind of tart up that little section of the basement just to make it a bit more kitchenly. So in here, because I thought I might have cooking stuff in one of these corners on either side of the curtain, either there or here, but I think I want to keep, cooking is kind of smelly as well, so I don't really want to have, I don't want my like living area, and especially my bedroom, since I don't really have a door on there yet. I don't want this space to like smell like food, and you kind of want to be storing your food near where your cooking stuff is, so that it like kind of makes sense. So yeah, basement kitchen, that's what it's going to be at first. Which means I've got all this space just for like cool, fun living stuff. Like I'll have a little workstation area, but in this corner, I think right here, next to the green fireplace in this area, I'm going to have like my music set up. So I'll have my records, which I can play at last. I've got like, I've secured a couple of turntables. I've got my like digital mixer thingy, and yeah, just set up my music and my chairs, and this can just be like really nice kind of chill hang zone, which is going to be really nice. And then in here will be bedroom, bed up against that wall, bed here, maybe a piece of like storaging furniture here, and then I've got the closet, which, you know, needs some love, but it'll be fine to begin with. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like fully rehab these walls. I should probably patch that up, but I don't know, I kind of can't be fucked. I've still got a couple of weeks till I need to be in here, so we'll see what we can get done. But basically what I'm trying to say is that rehabbing the closet isn't at the top of my priority list. There's other things I need to get done well before then. But yeah, that's it. Bed there, bedroom. I do want to plaster and drywall before I move in, at least, and maybe get a coat of primer onto the walls. Just because I don't want to then, because drywalling can be pretty dusty. You've got to kind of give it a light sand. That's unavoidable, and the dust it's shitty and it just gets everywhere. So I want to do that before I move in here. So I think this weekend possibly. Kind of anxious to drywall. It's such a commitment. Like it's like concrete, but it's like on the walls where everyone can see it. So it's going to turn out beautifully. I know it is, but you know, it's like, oh, we're really doing this now. It's just once it's going, I'll be happy as Larry. You know, as with most things that we're kind of reluctant to do. Yeah. So wish me luck. Hopefully this heater gets up to speed. I'll let you know in the next video how that went, that little heating experiment. But in the meantime, yeah. God, this floor has been through so much shit. Like, burn. It's like varnish missing all over the place. But, yeah, I love it. Peace.